Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Capricorn in January 2020. What's going on, Capricorn? How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, Capricorn, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcoming myself back as well. I had a little bit of a break there for about 2.5 weeks. Holidays got crazy. I was planning a party. I hosted a party. It was a very good time. So I just, didn't have time to do these general messages at the tail end of December like I normally do. So here we are, well into the swing of things of January 2020, and this is going to be your monthly overview. Hopefully you had an amazing holiday. You had an awesome New Year's Eve. If you celebrated, if you were partying, if you were inside playing Parcheesi, I really don't care what you were doing. I just hope it was a good time. Also, Capricorn, happy birthday for you guys who are celebrating here in January. And of course, happy birthday to those who celebrated in December. It is your season. You guys are ruling the roost, giving people lessons left and right with that with the energy and the power of Saturn behind you. So, yeah, thanks for that. Anyway, guys, hope everything in your life is going good. Capricorn, let's get into it. I've shuffled off camera. That's your main spread there. We'll shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. Be sure to check the description box below if you want to jump ahead. There's already a timestamp down there for you. Also down there is all the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you have a question before you place an order, go ahead and email me at the same address and I will answer you as soon as I can. And make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Do all that fun stuff if you find that you enjoy my content, and then if the message resonates with you, if you found something here that you found humorous, just go ahead and hit a like button. No big deal. No big deal, right? So let's get into it. Let me see Capricorn's outcome for January 2020. Please show me Capricorn's outcome for January 2020. Please show me. Oh my gosh, come on. Been shuffling all day. My hands are tired. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Your outcome did fall to the floor. Where did it go? Right beneath me. Oh my god, and it fell like on the bar. That was pretty cool. There's like barred legs under this table. Anyway, it came in the side position, so let's go ahead and see which way it belongs on the table for you. Okay, thank you. And for those who don't know, like, I will read a side position in a private. I'm just not going to read side positions in general. It's like too, I don't want to say complicated, but it can be convoluted, a side position. So that's why I flip them when I get them in the generals. Anyway, most of your cards came face up. Let's go ahead and flip what came face down. All right. And yeah, let's see what's shaking. This is also a pattern. I'm recognizing patterns as I've been doing readings all day in order to catch up, and it's just interesting. It has nothing to do with you. I'm really talking to myself at this point. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Please show me where Capricorn is in January 2020. Please show me Capricorn in January 2020. Please show me. Okay, thank you. We got there. All right, Capricorn, I apologize about that. So just as I was starting, I forgot that I had to clear some space up on my camera, so I had to go take care of that. Now we can record and there will be hopefully no interruption. So as I was about to say, and you might be able to tell because the card is now askew, you come into January, Capricorn, with the excuse me, the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? So this is within your wheelhouse, right? This energy. It feels like Capricorn. I think you're very aware of who you are and what you have and what you value and what's important to you. And I think you're kind of in this high state of awareness of self, at the very least of yourself. You might not know everything there is to know regarding the situation or circumstances that you're involved in, or about the people that you're involved with. But at least for the self, which I think accounts for a lot in this life, you understand who you are and you understand your worth. Ooh, nice. That's very good. That's always good to know and understand your worth and operate based on that information. I think that you know what you bring to the table in terms of resources, whether that be purely financial, since we are talking about Pentacles, or if it's other types of things that are of value in this world in terms of your time, effort, and actual give a care or give a shit towards another person or towards a situation. I think that I'm not sensing that Capricorn is walking around with the biggest of egos, but you are proud of the person that you are. You are proud of the person that you've become, or you're proud of your abilities or capabilities within a situation, within a circumstance, within a relationship. I think for the most part, you might be, if you're not aware of it now, I think that this is a perfect time to go ahead and remind yourself who you are, and what your worth is, because I think whatever you're dealing with, I feel like in the back, in basically between my shoulder blades and a little bit to the right of the top of my spine, I feel aggravated. What do I mean? I feel as though I'm being poked and prodded in my muscles there, and it's uncomfortable for the most part, because it's unfair, and that's weird, you know. But that's sometimes how I channel through my physical body. So you're being poked and prodded, or something is reminding you. It comes around and it pokes and it prods you, or a person reminds you and they poke and they prod you, and it feels like you're being judged or guilted or shamed by this person or by the situation involving you and other people, and it's just like, it feels unfair, it feels unjust, it feels like the rest, like the reason I'm talking about this area of my body is the rest of my body feels very healthy, it feels fine. It's just this one little niggling part of my body that is uncomfortable, and it seems to be unfair. It's like, no, the rest of me is healthy for as much as it can be. I'm a person of a certain age, you know. These knees aren't what they used to be. You know, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, is that what this is like now? But anyway, besides that, I feel fine except for this poking little part in my upper back. And I don't know if that means for some of you, you need to go to a doctor. Maybe you are happy, not happy, but maybe you're feeling healthy in all other areas of your body and in terms of your health, but there's like this one little thing that, like I was just describing, when you wake up in the morning, you might have an ache, you might have a pain, you might feel a little off at a certain point in your day, maybe you get dizzy spells, maybe, you know, every time you eat a certain food, your body has a reaction, but everything else you eat, it you know, properly digests, you don't feel ill. But there's something that regularly comes around a situation, a person, a circumstance, a reaction to a food, or a reaction to certain behaviors that you do. Maybe you've been healthy your whole life, maybe you're a runner, maybe you like to swim, whatever, but ever since, you know, over the past few weeks, months, years, whatever it is, every time you engage in a certain activity, your body gives you a hint, gives you a clue that says, you know what, this is not sitting well with us for some reason. If it's more to do with relationships, which I think is more likely the case for many of you, it's going to be you're dealing with a person or dealing with people that regularly make you feel out of place, like I said, guilting and shaming you, trying to take away what you understand is your value, understand what you bring to the table, and what you offer to the situation. And I think it's like they're trying to downplay how impactful or important your role in the situation is. It's very strange. But I think for the most part, Capricorn, pardon me, I am getting over a cold. You can't really tell. The more I've talked today, the more it's kind of cleared out. So hopefully I'm done being sick. But if I do cough, I do apologize in advance. Now, I think that you are very confident in yourself, and you should be. You know, I'm feeling what you feel. I have every right to be proud of who I am. I have every right to be proud of what I have become, or what I'm bringing to the table. And people who want to take away from that knowledge, take away from that sentiment, take away from that recognition of self, I don't know why. I don't know why, but they're trying their best. So that's where you start, and I feel good about that for you. Yeah, solid. Thank you. Maybe that's why. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So I feel like you're fortifying yourself, which is something a king would do. You know, kings and queens, they're the masters in tarot, right? And the queen is more the outgiving energy, the expression of energy, the expression of ideas and feelings and emotions and all that good stuff. It's more of an external push out kind of energy, right? Or at least is more ready to do that. I feel that the king is, like I said, fortifying, is a solitary or solidifying energy. I think that kings often give me the impression of foundations and anchors and things that are kind of being built on solid ground and structured in such a way as to make them impenetrable, as to make them unlikely to fail or fall or falter in some type of way. So your King of Pentacles energy is showing to me, Capricorn, that this solidified understanding of who you are, what your value is bolstering you, building you up, or building the case towards something. Because I feel like I was telling you about being poked and prodded in my back, or whatever I was saying about possibly you having health issues that need to be taken care of. I feel as though you're being constantly reminded or shown that someone or something, quote unquote, isn't on your side, and that can be a challenge, because I feel it's like a flip of a switch. Thank you. Flip of a switch. I feel that you may have been dealing with a person or dealing with a situation that you were reliant on, that you felt, pardon me, very confident in, and now all of a sudden something changes, and now you kind of have to fortify yourself, defend yourself, or approach the situation differently, or engage in different behaviors that you didn't have to before. Now, I've talked a lot without even addressing what the hell I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is this Four of Pentacles energy beneath your starting position, Four of Pentacles. So this is definitely somebody, this is an energy of like I said, fortifying, of maintaining the structure and the foundation that you already have. Again, I think a lot of it is based on what your value is, or what you bring to a table, how you are resourceful, how you are reliable, or it's just about your own self-image, and or it's about your own resources, your money, your possessions. That has been coming up a lot for many other signs. And again, it's Capricorn season. It is the month of January, and Saturn is doing all kinds of crazy stuff up there in the sky. So a lot of people are really doing like inventory checklists of themselves, of the situations that they're involved in, of their workplace, of their finances, of their home life, of their love life. Everybody's going down, a checklist and evaluating things. And I think you're no different, Capricorn. I think that the people or situations around you, or the reactions that you're getting, like I said, in terms of your health, the things that you're noticing about your body, like you're being keyed in that things are changing, or there's a potential here for, like I said about myself, I don't have this exclusively, but I know it's very common. As you get older, your joints start to, act up on you. And so for me, very occasionally, I'll wake up and I'll have like a little bit of a knee problem. I'll rest it right, and then, I'm fine for however long after that. Some of you are regularly waking up to certain pains or discomfort in your body that wasn't there before. That can be a signal that things need to change on your end, or that your body is no longer able to do or perform in a certain way, okay? So this Four of Pentacles, I think, is going to help you. Gosh, how can I say it? It's a chance for you to kind of, again, run the inventory, run the checklists, and really be honest with yourself. The Four of Pentacles isn't about, sharing with others, but it is being mindful of what you have right now. So in terms of your health and wellness, it's an honest thing. You might have to tell yourself, I'm not sensing this, but I'm just going to use it as an example to illustrate the point. you might be noticing, especially over the holidays, you may have eaten more than you normally do, or eaten certain types of foods that you don't normally eat. You may have drank more alcohol than you normally have, and for some reason it like really gave you like a bad reaction, right? And so you might think, oh, maybe because I overindulged on the holidays. You might notice over the next couple of weeks or months, every time you take a drink, you have an adverse reaction to it. You may have, in terms of like, if you love beer, you may now have developed a gluten allergy, because, there's tons of gluten in most beers, right? I hate beer, so I don't drink it, so I have no idea. But for those who are a fan, you might be noticing, and you might think, oh, over the holidays, I had like 4 or 5 beers on Thanksgiving. Maybe I had like 3 over, and I had wine also at Christmas. So maybe it was the combination of beer and wine. And then, you did whatever at New Year's. You might be thinking, okay, the combination of the alcohol or the amount of the alcohol, that's the culprit. No, 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 no. This four of Pentacles, I think, is a time for you to sit back and evaluate, maybe keep a journal in terms of health and wellness for those where this is affecting you that way. And really look at, okay, every time I drink a beer, even if it's 1 beer, I feel like crap the next day. I know a few people who have this issue. So you might go to your doctor, or you might do some Googling, Dr. Google, tell me what's wrong with me. And you might find out, oh, maybe you have a gluten sensitivity or a gluten allergy or celiac disease or whatever it is. You might have IBS. There could be a ton of things. But then you end up going to the doctor. This 4 is a break in the action. It's helping the King of Pentacles come to terms, so to speak, with what he values, or prioritizing what he values. Thank you. It's prioritizing. So you might think, oh, I run marathons. Just the picture of health in every other way. You run marathons, you got a Fitbit on, you always take the stairs. You're generally healthy. So you're kind of perplexed or confused as to, hey, how come when I have a beer, I just feel like total trash the next day? 1 single beer. So you go to your doctor, between the King of Pentacles wanting to get clear on it, wanting to be honest, and fortify the self, solidify the self, leave no stone unturned. This is not a king of ignorance. This is a king of practicality, okay? And so you do this evaluation period. You go to your doctor, you get an appointment, they get in there, they say, well, tell me what's been going on. You tell them. And it's like, oh, maybe you have celiac. And you're like, huh? Like, I'm 42. What are you talking about? I have celiac? How? It just developed in your body. It just happened. Because what did I say a few moments ago? It feels like, for me, Capricorn, the interpretation of what I'm feeling is all of a sudden, out of the blue, what you thought was reliable, your body being able to properly digest beer, right? Or any type of wheat product, any type of grain, right? All of a sudden, your body says, I can't do that anymore. And you're like, what? WTF, body? How dare you? I love beer. I've drank beer ever since I was allowed. Maybe I snuck a couple before I was of age, whatever. And now, years later, 30 years later, my body suddenly says, I can't do this anymore. Say what? It's kind of like a shock to you. Now, I'm using that to illustrate a point. I hope that you've been able to tell that it's obviously not all Capricorns that are watching this have developed celiac, or suddenly now all of you have gluten allergies. No. Apply it to other areas, because we're about to make a transition. Because if you looked at the board, and if you can tell, it's more than just beer out here, okay? So that applies to relationships, that applies to how you handle your own finances. Maybe some of you are realizing that you spend more than you make, you live outside of your means, and so it's time to get real, is essentially what this feels like. And in many of your cases, not all, it feels as though it's because of other people and what they are doing or what they're bringing to the table. So you're on this little inventory checklist of the self. What am I doing to contribute to my problems? What do I need to do in order to find solutions to my problems? And yeah, we got an issue now, because I can feel it. There's someone here and they're not making it easier for you. But we're still going to talk about you, because I think, yeah, we don't need to talk about them too much, because we don't like them. I can tell them. I can tell it right now. I don't like whoever this person is that's going to show up. I don't like them. Now, as for you, we're still going to talk about you for now. there's going to be a learning curve for you here, Capricorn. Yes, absolutely. There's a learning curve here because some of you are kind of in a stupor, like it's shocking to you the change that's happening. Because again, I feel it's very much out of left field, out of the blue. Your reaction to it is slower than it needs, maybe not needs to be, but it's slower because you do have the King of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles as your action spaces. This is how you're approaching the situation, slowly. And that's because I think it kind of knocks you for a loop. It kind of takes the wind out of your sails with the Seven of Cups right next to your starting position as the King of Pentacles. So it feels as if hearing your body's betraying you, it's not processing gluten the way it used to, you can't have beer anymore, hearing that certain people in your life can't be trusted, or that their behaviors or their attitudes towards you have changed, like it leaves you in sort of a tizzy with the Seven of Cups. So as you can see, this person is peering through the glass, looking at all those Seven Cups, deciding what to do, deciding what to choose, deciding which one is the right cup for them. You might be overly exposed. Maybe that's not the right word, but you might have more choices and more information than what you know what to do with. If you're Googling your symptoms, if you're Googling what happens when what happens, like what are the telltale signs of when your partner is cheating, something like that, and you get all these stupid Cosmo results back from Dr. Google, right? You might overstimulate yourself or overwhelm yourself, or the information that you might be being told or that you might be finding out regardless of your effort. Okay, they're showing me that. You might be getting information that you didn't necessarily seek out, but it comes to you and you're just like, well, damn, I didn't expect to hear that. Or, well, damn, I had no clue. So that out of the blue arrival of new information, or the out of the blue change in the dynamic, change in your circumstances, change in the relationship, you're just like, your head is spinning. And for now, because all those cups are behind glass, and other depictions of the Seven of Cups, usually the cups are, at least they're not behind glass. They might be off in the distance. They might be, stacked up on a shelf or something like that, but they're never behind glass. So there's something about these cups, these choices, these options, these even the information that you're getting. You might be getting 4 or 5 different sides of a story. You might be getting 4 or 5 different retellings of the same event, and you're just kind of like, the details are all mishmashed together, and it's just like, So the reason they're behind glass, I think, is because I don't think you're in the position yet to actually make a choice or make a move. Again, Pentacles, very slowly. But I think your awareness of the choices or of the information, as confusing as it may be, hopefully helps you. Although there is such a thing as being like saturated with options. It's sort of, and the reason I'm like, maybe not, because you ever like turned on Hulu or Netflix, and it's like, well, you sit down with your friend or you sit down with your partner, and you're just like, well, what do you want to watch tonight? And you guys are spending 15 minutes scrolling the menu. You ever go to a restaurant where there's like 50 items, and you're like, well, I was in the mood for a burger, but man, that salmon sounds good, but I could also do ribs. Ooh, surf and turf. It's just like too many options can leave you kind of, running on a hamster wheel, sort of. Analysis paralysis. That's not normally talked about with the Seven of Cups, but that could be at play here. So that could be how recognizing all of the choices you have, or all of the avenues or solutions that you have in front of you, that could be how that is detrimental. I personally like to know all the choices as an individual. I like it because I'm much better at making decisions than I give myself credit for. And especially as compared to other people. No shade on anybody else, but that's just me as a person. You, Capricorn, you might be the opposite of me. You might be like, just give me one or two choices and I'll choose between that. And the universe or the situation says, well, you have 7 choices. And you're just like, holy shit, that's way too many. I don't know what to do. Analysis paralysis. And you spin on the hamster wheel. You know what I mean? Now, all this choice, all these options, all this information, you know, all stemming from sudden change. I'm telling you, this all is rooted in sudden change that you did not expect, that you did not anticipate, that is coming to you in a way that you don't appreciate. Either your body is betraying you or a person is, see, I'm forecasting, or a person is betraying you, but whatever. So all of that gives you this 8 of Cups. Emotional dissatisfaction, emotional distress, emotional blah, blah, blah. Not so nice, not so happy energy. This 8 of Cups isn't purely about sadness, but it does encompass it a little bit. Again, I think it's more about dissatisfaction. You realize now what you thought you had, what you thought that you were happy with, what you thought you were able to rely on and be secure in terms of the situation that you're involved in, or the other people that you're involved with, or again, down to your body, down to how your physiological self is changing, you know. This is really for people who either, you know, and it could be so serious, and I'm not saying that celiac disease isn't serious, but it could be so serious as suddenly you have a diagnosis. Like some of you might have news that you or someone that you know has a terminal diagnosis. And I'm not trying to make light of it because that's very obviously it's super serious, but the suddenness of it, it's unpredictable because again, I think for the most part, whoever I'm talking to that has this health issue, there haven't been many warning signs. It feels as though, again, overnight, suddenly, I'm dealing with this new set of circumstances. Could not even be about disease or some type of terminal diagnosis. It could be in result to an accident, for God's sakes. You know, somebody had a slip and fall, and all of a sudden, it could be a lot of things like that. Regardless, it's not what you anticipated for yourself. And 8 of Cups, nobody expects to be emotionally involved in a relationship, in a situation. Nobody expects to be emotionally fulfilled and then out of nowhere have that yanked out of their hands, have that reality shaken up, right? You were happy and content and confident in your body. Let's say you were riding a bike and out of nowhere you got hit. Then, you know, something happened with your tibia. You go in for a surgery. Surgery goes well. 2 weeks later, you have an infection. And you end up with an amputated leg. That stuff happens. Most people don't anticipate I'm not trying to knock anybody. I'm not trying to shade anybody. I'm not trying to do anything. But if you're born with all limbs, fingers, and toes, I think most of us live our lives thinking, I'm going to keep my limbs, fingers, and toes. I'm riding my bike. I get hit. I have a surgery that went well. Then out of nowhere, I start to feel fatigued and my body just is feeling all kinds of off. I go in again to the doctor. Turns out I have an infection. Turns out that infection has spread so deep to the tissues of my body that they're going to amputate my fucking leg. Say what? If it was me, I fucking well would feel like this. No offense. I'm cursing because I'm being authentic. I'm not trying to be offensive. That would be my reaction. Are you fucking kidding me? A simple accident, a simple surgery, somehow leads to me being an amputee? How? That is not what I thought my life would be. So that's more the energy of this 8 of Cups. That is not how I thought my life would be. Now, here's where we're going to take a turn. So for those who are on the health side, I think that's the extent of what I'm going to be talking about. Oh no, we're going to come back to it. They're like, no, these two play into that as well. But so now, with all this new information, the changes to your body, the changes to your relationships, the changes to the situations you find yourself in, and being inundated and overwhelmed with the influx of choices or the influx of information, and just like the suddenness of it just like leaves you distraught, leaves you feeling like this is not at all what I thought was going to happen when I got involved with this person. This is not what I thought would happen when I went and I saw my doctor. You just didn't expect this. What didn't you expect? this shit right here. Oh, I don't like them. I don't like this person at all. God, I already don't like them. Knight of Swords. Air sign energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be dealing with a Gemini, but you don't have to be. Or, excuse me, I said Gemini specifically, so that plays for those who absolutely are dealing with a Gemini. But you don't have to be dealing with an air sign at all. You could be, but you don't have to be. Listen. Not a fan of this person already. Just not. You know, no shade on whoever this person is. I don't care what their sign is. I don't care who they are to you. They could be your mother. I don't, no offense. I don't like them. And that's not shade. Their energy, this person, they're self-serving. They're selfish. They say they care about you. They say they care about other people. That's not true. Or at least their behaviors don't reflect that. They're impulsive. Sometimes they act out or they lash out. They really only care about saving their own skin. Some of them are liars, manipulators, cheaters, okay, right there, for those who already know what's going on, right? And they are very good at wiggling out of, I wish you could see what I just did. I did like a nice little shoulder roll. They're very good at wiggling out of a problem, escaping consequences. Okay. Quickly, for that group that I use that scenario about the surgery and not feeling well and going to your doctor, some of you may have had a misdiagnosis or your doctor neglected to tell you something early enough, whatever. Or this person, that happens also. They shove the idea of a surgery down your throat. Yeah. This can be corrected by a surgery. Yeah. Have the surgery. Anytime that a human body is cut open, we are risking some shit, my friends. So as much as you may have trusted this person or they have assured you that nothing would go wrong, there would be no complications, guess what? Complications have come. But you trusted this person. They were insistent. It will be safe. You'll be safe. You'll be fine. There is nothing to worry about. Oh, God. And why do not all, but why do some doctors or some people in such professions do that? I make money if I operate on you. If you go the route of physical therapy, that's money towards the physical therapist. That's not money in my pocket. I'm the surgeon. Let me perform the surgery on your body. I'll be paid. Fucking hell, I don't like them. Now, in the other dealings outside of the medical spectrum, this is a person close to you, romantically, in your family. I don't care. You trusted them. You were very close to them, and in some way, some form or fashion, there has been misgivings with this person. They may have led you to believe that they were in love with you. They may have led you to believe that they had your best interest at heart, and things that they've done and the things that they've said the entire time, practically, have always been for their best interest. This person doesn't, I don't know what they do. I don't know what their relationship is to you, but everything they do is to serve themselves. You might even think, well, when they made me a sandwich for lunch and said, I love you, babe, you're the best, that wasn't for me? No, it wasn't for you. It was for them. You know why? Because it kept you sweet. God, boy, I don't like it. You know why? Because this person is facing options. 7 of Cups. This person always has options. Same thing with the doctor. I always have other patients. But I'm so greedy, I want all of you to get surgeries with me. You know why? It makes me more money, right? Push the medical aside. Go back to this being a friend, this being a lover, this being a colleague. I don't care. They always have other options in play. But they manipulate, they skew the information, or they skew the situation. They give you a performance, basically, that makes you think, no, Capricorn, you're the only person that I care about. You're the only person that means something to me. If this is your mother, I did say it could be a mom. I'm not sensing that exclusively, but just to illustrate the point. If this is your mom, you're my favorite. You got 4 other kids. What do you mean? I love you. I love you. You don't love the other kids? That's a lie. You know? This is like one of those people who tells you what you want to hear. You know? Swords energy, gift of gab. Able to manipulate through words, able to placate others through words, and get over because they're a smooth talker. Listen, friend, Capricorn, buddy, pal, this person, I'm not a fan. I don't know who I'm channeling for. I don't know if I'm channeling for you. I don't know if I'm channeling for a friend of yours or another person who knows this, but this person cannot be trusted. I think that has been proven. If you're sitting there post-surgery, not feeling the best, your doctor can't be trusted. If you're sitting there eating that sandwich because your boyfriend made it for you because he said, I loved you the most, but he's over there on his phone, thumbs going 100 miles a minute, and he's not texting you, he's not messaging you, who are you talking to? Oh, I'm talking to my boys. No, you're not, liar. Not a fan. Not a fan. 3 of Swords. You know this already. You already know. This is not shocking news. 3 of Swords. And you know, if you've been with my channel for a while, Capricorn, you already know. I don't always say third-party situation, but I'm going to say it. In some of your cases, this is about cheating. In some of your cases, this is about infidelity. If you have a suspicion, you might be right. You might want to explore that hunch and see if you're correct. But for those who that hits close to home, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I'm not telling you anything that you haven't already suspected. Third-party situation can be more than cheating, but for those where it plays, that's going to come into play. Absolutely. Third-party situation, if it's not a romantic entanglement in your life, Capricorn, that you're concerned about, that you come to the tarot for, it again is this person inviting in external energies or paying attention to an outside source, an outside situation, when they really needed to be more careful towards you. This could be in terms of those who went through something with your doctor. It could be that your doctor gave more shits about giving you a prescription, knowing possibly the adverse reactions you or other patients could have had to the medication, but they got something on the back end. If I do this many scripts for this new medication, I'm going to get XYZ out of it. Therefore, I invite in this third party. I invite in this interloping energy that is adverse to what I'm supposed to be cultivating between my patients and myself, which is trust, which is care, which is to be looking out for their best interest. My best interest is now the priority. I want money. I want this. I want that. Whatever pharmaceutical companies agree to when it comes to, hey, doctors, if you start to prescribe this, here's what we'll give you. That's, shady. And the same thing happens again with the whole, I made you this sandwich. I'm making you this sandwich so you can stuff your face over there while you're watching TV while I'm over here talking to somebody else. Shut up. Eat your sandwich. And, it's like you think this person did it in your best interest. The lie. They did it for themselves. If I keep you sweet, make you sandwiches, make you dinner, take you to nice places every once in a while, you'll have no idea that I'm out here boning somebody else. This person is very good at this deception. This person is very good at involving external energies, inviting in third parties. This person is very good at navigating back and forth between that, switching themselves on and off, switching themselves to being a really nice boyfriend to you or a really nice girlfriend to you, but then they're out in the streets being the doggiest, nastiest, grimiest, sluttiest, whatever person, getting it in with anybody when they can. I don't like that because that's not for everybody, number one. And number two, there is a disregard with this person's energy. They do it and they don't care. God damn it. You are, for the most part, aware, Capricorn, of this person, how they are, what they're doing, what they have done. Okay? And look, remember everything I was telling you with the King of Pentacles. That is more to the point of what I think needs to happen here. You're good. You're in a good position. You're in a good position to start to evaluate what you are, who you are, what your worth is, and to really be proud of yourself, to really stand up for yourself and be solid in who you are. This person over here, oh God, nasty. That's because they're reminding me of what I told you before. There was a part of my body, the upper back, where I felt poked and prodded. The rest of me feels fine. So there's a small part of you that feels guilty about something. Like, do you feel silly? Are you giving yourself a bad time because you got involved with this person, because you trusted them? Don't do that. Are they doing that towards you? You know, that's some crazy shit. And I'm going to inject some levity here because I don't want to take it to the serious point that I'm feeling it. But there is a joke that I remember from Eddie Murphy's Raw. If you guys are familiar with that stand-up special, Eddie Murphy Raw, back in the 80s, where he wore the purple suit, not the red one, the purple suit. Anyway, so in that, he retells the story of how, I think he was basically saying how men can manipulate women to believe anything. And he retells the story of how he's like, it was a friend of mine, not me. He was like, a friend of mine was cheating on his wife, and the wife caught him in bed, butt naked, with another woman. He runs outside, chases after her, his dick's flopping all over the place. This is Eddie Murphy retelling this joke. And he's like, whoa, baby, what's blah, 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 blah. And the woman is freaking out. How could you do that? You cheated on me. You treated me so bad. I loved you forever. And the guy's like, hey, calm down. You know, something like that. And the joke basically goes, and she's like, what? How could you cheat on me? How could you do this to me? I didn't cheat on you. I love you. You know, well, how's it go? Oh, he admits it, right? So the guy in the joke, he admits it. Yes, I fucked her. Yes, we fucked. But I make love to you. That's the joke. But that shit is for real. People say those things. I'm only having sex with that person, but I'm in love with you. What are you talking about? I don't know who that plays for. I don't know who's spinning that story. But if that's what you received, and some of you may have been strung along by that shit, no, I'm not a fan. That's the type of person you're dealing with. Go watch that joke. It's YouTube it. Now, your outcome. I almost called you Cancer. Your outcome, Capricorn, is the World reversed. This is you. All right. This is your secondary major arcana. It's associated with Capricorn. It's also associated with the fixed signs. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. You could be dealing with one of those signs, but you don't have to be. And I'm showing it to you in the upright just so you can get used to it. You did get it in the reverse. Listen, I told you at the top, I haven't been on top of astrology. I usually never am, but something is going on with Saturn, or there's something with an eclipse. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of people are learning some lessons. Here you go. Learn the lesson. Now, I'm not trying to be harsh for somebody who's been diagnosed with something or anything like that. I'm not trying to, point the finger at anybody, really. But there's something here about this is not done. When we have this World card in reverse, the chapter end, the end of the lesson, it's not exactly finished yet. There might be some remedial summer school type of thing that you need to get involved in. Meaning, this situation with this person, I feel, is prolonged. If you are dealing with a doctor or somebody who didn't treat you well, or they had selfish interests while they were your doctor, while you were their patient, you might not be done with them because you might be seeking malpractice against them. Go for it. Do it. If it's a romantic entanglement, you may have been married to this person. Maybe the divorce is not settled. Something like that. If you're not married, or you are married or whatever, and they go, I didn't fuck her, or I did fuck her, but I make love to you, and you're believing that, guess what? Your lesson isn't over. There's something that still needs to be wrapped up here, and it's very difficult. And I'm not sure. Again, you're very slow. Not You're slow because you have the Pentacles and you have Cups. Knights. Swords and Wands are the fastest. You are in these 4 cards that are pretty slow. This person is fast acting. They're quick on their feet. They're very nimble. They're very wily. I told you that. They can wiggle out of a situation. They wiggle away from. They squirm and they slither out of any type of bad situation. This person, you can't pin them down. I'm not saying that you won't win I'm not saying you will or will not win if you pursue malpractice, but this person is very slippery. You're over here, not as nimble, not as flexible. And that could be the hiccup here. But somehow that's a part of your lesson as well. Capricorn, I'm not here to point fingers. I'm not here to say you've done this to yourself, because I don't think that's true. This person is very good. They're very manipulative. They're very crafty, right? So, on your best day, this person is a pill. Okay, this person is a lot. I could have gone into them. If this was a private, I would be clarifying the shit out of this person, because stop. I don't want to. Thank you. So yeah, with the World card in reverse, I feel as though there's still something that needs to be digested here, that needs to be understood here, maybe something else needs to be revealed. Maybe in terms of those where this is someone that you were in the care of, there might be a civil action between you and other patients. Maybe that's the thing that's missing. You're thinking you're the only person that this person has treated this way, or that has administered or overprescribed to, or given, bad surgeries to, whatever. No, there's like other people that this person has screwed over. There are other people walking around with, bad, it could be even like body enhancement. They're walking around with like bad injections. They've got like cement in their butt, whatever. You find those people, or those people possibly could reach out to you, and you collectively go after this person, potentially. That could also be the thing. You might suspect, like I told you, that this person in the romantic sense was a cheater. Or you might suspect that this person never had your best interest at heart, but you don't have that information, that solid information. There's too many options. There's too many different stories that you're hearing. So in time, hopefully, you can wrap this up by turning that World card in the upright and getting to some type of point of clarity for yourself. Crazy. Overall energy, my gosh. Oh, and then that's back there. Jeez. Is the Page of Pentacles. So, again, more earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This could be a child in the situation. I don't know where they would fit. I mean, if you're dating someone or married to someone, you might have a child with them. In terms of a family situation, there could be children at play here. Or the importance of what happened. I don't know. But, as some of you may know, I don't have children in my life. So when I see the pages and I have to acknowledge them as children, I'm like, kids, they exist. Not in my life, but they exist somewhere. So if there is a child of significance, you already know that. But more to the point, I think that this page is this, it's like a starting over energy. I established you, and I still feel confident that you are the King of Pentacles. You have everything you need to tackle this situation. You might not be running towards the problem. You might not be over enthused about having to combat these issues, but you're more than capable. Once the dust settles, once everything is washed away and this person gets out of your life, or you finally shut the door on them, or you're finally free from whatever aggravation they brought to you, and this very foggy, overwhelming energy of the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Cups dissipates, I feel that this Page of Pentacles is you starting over in some form or fashion, in some way. In terms of those who are going to be changed, your body is altered in some type of way. You might have to learn how to navigate this world differently, because now, post-surgery, post-procedure, overindulgence in a prescription, or over-reliance on a prescription, Maybe you've been altered physiologically. I don't know. And now you might have to go to physical therapy. Now maybe your one of your senses is altered forever. Maybe some of you, because of this medication that this shisty ass doctor put you on, maybe now, you know, your sight is different. You've never worn glasses in your life. Now all of a sudden you've got thick ass glasses that you have to wear because your eyesight is totally jacked for the rest of your life. So this is being reintroduced to your own life or your own set of circumstances, your own normal, and being, pages are students, so you kind of have to learn something. Starting over, like back to square one. And I'm sure most of you are like, screw that, I don't want to do that, that's, oh, and you're upset about it. I understand. But I'm telling you, once this person is out of the picture, I think it's all good. The key factor here is getting this person out of the picture. But if you have children with the person, if you are going to pursue a malpractice suit against this person, if they're a snake charmer and they've snaked their way back into your life, oh baby, you know I still love you. You know, I don't make sandwiches for anybody. I just make sandwiches for you. If they are continually coming back around, that's going to be more difficult. But if you can draw a line in the sand, and if you can put an absolute end to this person at some point, then we can get back into reinvesting in ourselves, relearning what we need to learn about ourselves, and growing and prospering. Because really, for you, Capricorn, you have so much prosperity here. Pentacles are always prosperous in my estimation. Well, I shouldn't say always prosperous, but they show a commitment or an interest in being successful, being solidified, being anchored and firm in a foundation. It's not like wands where it's just like you wish for the thing. Wands don't always necessarily translate or transmute into actual results. You know, it's like I want that thing, but if I don't go do it, then it's not going to happen. Pentacles are often the suit of doing and pursuing and achieving. Okay. Capricorn, what an interesting reading. Hopefully if it resonated, you're able to make, you know, the best out of this situation, because I don't care which situation is yours, they all sound quite difficult. If you found something to like in the video, go ahead and give me a like. You can go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know how this resonated in your life. I've loved the comments that have been coming in. They've been really appreciative. I've really appreciated them. They've given me great affirmation as a reader. So if you want to let me know how this resonated in your life, please do so. You can share the video, let other people know you like my stuff. And of course, you can subscribe if you have not subscribed already. That would be the most amazing thing you ever did in your life. Not true. That would be the most amazing thing that you could do for me. Capricorn, again, happy birthday to you. I'm going to go live next weekend, maybe either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday next week for you guys in your birthday period. It's very late. It's like practically Aquarius season, but you know, c'est la vie. Everything kind of got pushed back because of the holidays, but I will go live for you guys here on the channel. So if you are a Capricorn and you want to get a reading for your birthday period, just stop by. I'll be chilling here in this room waiting for you guys to ask me questions. And I would love to connect with some of you guys there on that night. But again, if you're subscribed, you're going to see that put to my community page. That's where I announce when I pick the day and the time. So be on the lookout for that, okay? Anything else? No, that's not it. So, Capricorn, I thank you guys so much for watching this video today. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.